Hello everyone! So, Demon Slayer. First season of the anime became mostly popular because of its amazing animation, which was so amazing it allowed people to overlook weird characters, a lot of screams, and overly complicated story. If you need a better recap of season 1, you can watch my previous video or just read this comment. Right now we're gonna talk about season 2. Well, season 2 and a little bit of season 1, because the last couple episodes were pretty much a setup for whatever's going on in Mugen Train arc. Anyway, Demon Slayer Mugen Train.
Let's begin.
Tanjiro wakes up after being knocked down in the forest and sees the Justice League of Demon Slayer world, Hashiras, or Pillars, or whatever the translation of the... I'm just gonna call them Hashiras. And if anybody's gonna ask why I'm calling moons moons instead of Kizuki or whatever it was, then my answer is...
What I say is correct by default. Before we start this meeting, would you kindly enlighten us about this young swordsman right here?
Tanjiro and Nezuko have both been sanctioned.
Basically, the leader of all Demon Slayers, Kaguya...
So then you won't even try?
Bruh, I'm not talking about you, be quiet! Says that he's really impressed by Tanjiro's progress, and really surprised that Nezuko as a demon can control herself, even though she was technically supposed to be slayed by Tamioka, and by not slaying Nezuko, he violated like a shit ton of rules of Demon Slayer Core. However, Urokodaki, probably knowing this would happen, pulled out a 360 100 million IQ plan and said that if Nezuko were ever to hurt anybody from humans, he and Tamioka would do, well... knife, stomach, you get the point.
I'm on a samurai honor mission.
By the way, it is kind of funny that he just sends the letter with that proposal straight to Demon Slayer Core, not even consulting Tamioka. On the other hand, Tamioka is probably one of the most depressed anime characters I've ever seen, so he's probably down with it. Anyhow, leader of Demon Slayer is okay with keeping Tanjiro and Nezuko alive as soon as they kill another moon.
It's funny you mention that,
Because while this is happening, we get to see how Muzan meets all the lower moons. Muzan is really displeased that unlike upper moons, lower moons are useless, therefore he just kills all of them.
Wait, really? Yes.
Okay, what was even the point of even introducing those characters if they all did nothing? By the way, if any of you wonder why Muzan dressed as a woman, well...
Debbie is an adult, she can do what she wants.
Anyway, the only one out of lower demons who was smart enough to not speak back to Muzan gets his blood. Basically, this guy... girl gets more of Muzan's blood and is being sent on the quest to kill Tanjiro.
Kill the demon slayer wearing Hanafuda earrings. I will give you even more of my blood.
Oh no, not again.
Bruh, again, why not give this task to upper moons? It's not like they're doing anything important right now. Just summon Kokoshibo, your strongest demon, and just tell him, go and kill Tanjiro right now. Especially when you remember that this guy is brother of a guy who you're afraid of and who you think is the ancestor of Tanjiro. Like, are you trying to lose? Anyway, back to Tanjiro's trial. Even though leader of Demon Slayers decided that Tanjiro is supposed to live, Hashiras are not agreeing with that.
She can fight as a demon slayer to protect humans, was that it?
I won't trust them, absolutely not.
Even though it is something you have requested, I cannot bring myself to do.
Although I respect you with all my heart, Master, I cannot abide by this.
I am also opposed to this.
Who do you think you are? The judge and the jury?
Yeah, it would have been a little better if we got to know their personalities and why they all want to—
No! There's no time!
Well, okay. One of the Hashiras decides to test Nezuko in action. Basically, he drags her to the shadow and tries to give her some blood. By the way, according to manga, he has special blood. It's more unique than others. So Nezuko withstanding it is actually quite impressive. After that small test, everything is forgiven and forgotten, and Tanjiro, along with Inosuke and... Zenitsu.
No one's acting like you came back from hell when you were in paradise! All you did!
Go to another training montage.
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour.
And then this happens.
What? What the hell is this creature?
It's a train. You've never seen one?
Punch out, or you'll wake it.
This might be the guardian spirit of this land. A vehicle for transportation?
Now come on! We got a train to catch!
Anyhow, after that, main characters, along with Hashira, got sent to Mysterious Train, where people were going missing. And actually, when I saw this for the first time, I was shocked because I legitimately forgot that this world has, like, semi-advanced technology, like guns, trains, and etc. I legitimately forgot because most locations we've seen has been like forest, fields, cave, and I even forgot that people are not even supposed to know about demons. Main characters right away go to meet Fire Hashira. I said eat because he's quite literally eating.
Tasty! Tasty!
Is he sick?
No, sir.
This is Rengoku, and he basically was needed there to progress plot a little bit more, because Tanjiro asks him about the fire dance that his dad was performing. However, author forgot to write that part. Because of that, Rengoku knows nothing about the fire dance.
Huh? I have never even heard of that dance. Not once.
Right after that, action starts, with actually some pretty cool lighting, because demons literally appear out of nowhere. You might be thinking this is a nitpick, however, apparently turns out that after Rengoku, with pretty cool animation, killed them, turned out this has all been a dream. And Enmu, the villain who we saw in the Lower Moon meeting, actually put them all like in sleep with his magic, which, not gonna lie, is interesting, because so far this is the first demon who actually had like a interesting plan. Basically, Enmu can put people in dreams and put any kind of detail into dreams.
I really do love showing people happy little dreams.
Like, he can make your deepest desires come true. That's exactly what he did to a couple of teenagers who lost their parents, and now forcing them to do his bidding in exchange for giving them more sweet dreams. But then his plan becomes kinda, I don't even know, like really convoluted. I get that it's Demon Slayer's thing, since the whole plot is essentially just
a long, involved, incredibly complex and convoluted dream.
basically he made like magical robes and like needles, and kids would use those robes to get into people's dreams, and inside of people's dreams they need to find an orb which is people's consciousness.
Hey, Hope.
And if they destroy that orb, people go crazy or something. And like, I'm watching all of that and I'm like, bruh, just stab them while they're asleep. This is like really strong characters. So bruh, stop playing with your food, just stab them.
Hey, stab 'em 5 or 10 times, you don't care.
Okay, as much as I like to make fun and nitpick anime, this, on the other hand, is actually an interesting plan, because it puts demons' powers into good use and serves as a good perspective on the characters. And throughout characters' dreams, we can get a little more character development and know them a little more. For example, Tanjiro sees his family, which are not dead.
I guess I was having a bad dream or something earlier.
Come back with that!
No, too cute! Too cute!
Zenitsu sees how he spends more time with Nezuko, because of course he does. By the way, I didn't really mention it, but yeah, he falls in love with Nezuko. And that's pretty much his whole arc and way to improvement, just to impress Nezuko or protect her. And Inosuke sees...
There he is, alright! On your legs, go get him! Yeah!
Where is it? Where is it? Whoa! Whoa! Hey! Hey! Whoa!
I love trains.
Rengoku's dream is also pretty interesting because he sees interaction with his dad, who apparently he disappointed.
So what if you've become a Hashira? Worthless. It means nothing.
However, when Girl infiltrated his dream and tried to stop the orb, he just...
He was choking her, and she grabbed a hold of a stick of firewood and...
Well, okay, now the plan with the ropes and using children and not himself sounds pretty smart. Meanwhile, other kids also don't have such a pleasant time in people's dreams.
This is all so overwhelming.
Looks like a Japanese horror movie.
Where is Nezuko?
What? How would I know?
Wait, is that a Big Lebowski reference? By the way, technically this arc about Train was released as a movie in movie theaters. However, It was also released as episodes with extra content about Rengoku, which is technically not even canonical because it wasn't a manga. Basically, in that extra content, he fights guy with tattoos who looks like basketball. Spoiler for a manga, those kind of tattoos are famous in several villages as mark of a traitor or a criminal, but this demon gets slayed by Rengoku really fast, so let's not focus on them. What's interesting on the other hand is that Enmu was mentioning that he already attacked this train several times and already killed several people there, so how did nobody suspect something sketchy and still keep sending train on the same path? Like, okay, people don't believe in demons, but what if this train was getting robbed by, like, I don't know, criminals in the woods or something?
And it's the last time anybody ever robbed a train in this country.
Meanwhile, in Tanjiro's dream, he's spending all night's time with his family, not suspecting a thing. However,
wake up!
Himself, like his consciousness or something, tells him it's a dream.
I'm still trapped inside this dream.
What if all this is your dream?
And later we see an actual great scene, like it's probably one of the best scenes in the movie, where Tanjiro has to let go of his family despite him wanting to stay with them real bad.
I wish I could stay. Just like how it should have been. If only it could have stayed that way.
Listen, if you want to cry, you go ahead and cry. Cry with you.
And actually, dreams of Rengoku and Tanjiro are actually pretty well made. They actually pretty well immerse you into the whole atmosphere of the show. Zenitsu and Inosuke's dreams on the whole side are...
It don't make no sense.
Like, okay, they're entertaining, but... One, why would you turn them into a horror movie? And two, why not use them to do some character development? Both Inosuke and Zenitsu have backstories, which both involve upper moon rings. Why not use this opportunity to tease it a little bit and at least hint us what's it all about? But I guess not. That's not as interesting. Anyway, let's come back to Tanjiro. So he realizes it's a dream and tries to escape, which he needs to do by killing himself. Never seen that before. Okay, I'm not gonna criticize that they used the same mechanic as an Inception. What's more weird is that Tanjiro had to be told once again what's happening instead of figuring it out himself.
In fact, this is the end of the movie.
Anyway, Tanjiro wakes up, but since he cannot wake anybody up, Tanjiro goes on top of the roof and starts cosplaying Tom Cruise and by fighting Enmu on top of the train. Enmu basically just, well, sends him back to sleep, but Tanjiro constantly offs himself again and again and comes back to reality. So eventually he just cuts Enmu's head. However, plot twist, the movie isn't over yet, so why is he not dead? Because apparently, don't ask how, but his body was able to fuse with the train by using Muzan's blood or something. Therefore, in order to kill a demon, you need to cut a train in half, literally. Enmu takes the whole train hostage with tentacles. Oh my god, this is not hentai, right? Please, please, this is not a hentai, please.
Oh, thank God for that.
Anyway, everybody wakes up, and while Zenitsu, Nezuko, and Rengoku defend people in the train, Inosuke and Tanjiro are on the way to slay a demon. And actually, not gonna lie, anime so far was quite impressive with the atmosphere. Like, the whole idea of that demon uses sleeps and people's dreams to control them is pretty unique. I also really like the atmosphere of a train that is going God knows where, with nothing but forest all around. That was really setting up the mood. But, bruh, if only the finale of the movie was as good as the beginning. Basically, Enmu starts using his tentacles with eyes to put Tanjiro asleep once again. However, because there's more eyes now, he manages to do it way quicker, to confuse Tanjiro's dreams with reality. This plan does sound smart at first, like he's trying to confuse Tanjiro that he's in real life, but so that he thinks he's asleep and he offed himself, but... Come on, Tanjiro, in your sleep, you're in the middle of a forest. In reality, you're on top of the moving train. How are you confusing those two? But of course, Inosuke is there to help Tanjiro realize what's reality and what's not.
Don't go falling for his trickery. You wanna look like a damn fool?
Anyway, with another wave of monologues, Tanjiro finally slays a demon.
Father, please guard my blade.
chance to sever the bone.
That's all you gonna say?
You know Kami Kagura!
And I'm actually surprised that this movie has so few monologues. Probably because you cannot fit that many annoying monologues into 1.5 hours of a movie. Which only shows up that, bruh, creators of the anime can make movie without long annoying ass monologues, they just choose not to. But then what caught me really off guard is that train goes off the rails and Enmu just dies.
Have I lost awful, horrible nightmare?
And all this because you had a bad dream.
Like, legitimately, at the end of the story, we literally know nothing about him. Usually in Demon Slayer, we at least get some kind of monologue at the end, before he dies or something explaining his motivation, but I guess Enmu is just a jerk and a psychopath, and that's about all you need to know about him. But, wait, hang on, the movie isn't over yet, there's still time. Like, what the hell there is to do, the story is over. Wait, the what? Who the hell is that guy?
I guess I'll just have to kill you then.
So, okay, another basketball demon shows up and, like, starts fighting Rengoku out of nowhere? What? Okay, so this is Akaza, third upper moon, which... I can't... Why? What are you doing here? The story is over. You literally don't need to be here.
That was lag! That was bullshit!
Honestly, action between Rengoku and Akaza is pretty nice. The fight is nice to look at. However, the dialogue they have in the middle of the fight is just like,
Why don't you become a demon as well?
No thanks.
You're merely human, destined to grow old and eventually die.
Growing old and passing away, these are things that make being human beautiful.
I'm talking about death. You've never experienced that.
Basically, Akaza proposes Rengoku to drink demon blood and become a demon. Become infinitely stronger, train forever, and not die. To which Rengoku responds as, death is what makes your life worth living.
Death is a natural part of life.
I feel like even in your case, in the character who literally wants to help people, like that's your whole described motivation, you want to help people, you want to save people, wouldn't it make sense more that you would want to live forever in order to help other people? Like, okay, technically in Demon Slayer lore, Muzan controls all the demons. He can erase their memories of human self, which would make all the demons his puppets, but Rengoku and Akaza don't talk about that. They only talk that death is what makes life more valuable, and Akaza says no, immortality rules. So...
Really dumb dialogue, like he's trying to draw attention to himself.
And I'm not the one who's on Akaza's side, Arthur is also on Akaza's side because Akaza starts winning, which again does make sense. I like that in this fight Rengoku's spirit doesn't help him win because, well, demons do not get tired, demons can regenerate within a second, so in the end, despite all Rengoku's efforts, he gets donated. And not gonna lie, even though I didn't really feel much for Rengoku's death because, well, we don't really know him. We only knew him for an hour and a half for the most part, of which he was sleeping. On the other hand, for a character who was showing as a motivational person, who was mostly talking about how he wanna save other people, he had a pretty good arc. Because, well, it fits within the motivation and the character description that was shown to us. And you might have thought that Tanjiro and his friends are screwed now because they're pretty much one-on-one against one of the strongest demons. No, because, well, it's sunrise. So Akaza just runs away. Why was he even here? He just showed up, killed Rengoku, left. That's it. Like, are you serious?
And that's it. The end. Poof.
The story, especially for 1.5 hours of special, is legitimately not bad. At least this time, powers of the demons were used in an interesting and creative way. Animation was amazing even for Demon Slayer. Like, you can see animators went far and beyond for this one. So overall, for anime, this was a legitimately step forward. Of course, we'll see if the next season was a step forward or step backwards, but that's a story for another review. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and tell me in the comments how wrong I am. See ya!